Hello everybody and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Today we'll be playing some more of the Great Ace Attorney adventures. Last we left off, we ended up starting our case number 3 and we met a bunch of new faces. There were like 11 new characters, like what? We got to meet the 6 jury members, the judge, the prosecution, and the 3 witnesses. So a lot of new stuff going on. They brought in a freaking carriage. The crime scene is in the middle of the court right now, and all the jurors have cast their votes. They all think McGilded is guilty, so I have no idea what's gonna happen because that's where we left off. So let's just jump right in and see what happens. Alrighty, it's not looking good for us, man. That was it, the last juror's decision. Oh, she is going through that book, man. According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. So that's it. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh. There's a but. There's a footnote though. A footnote? So maybe like a certain length, like the trial has to go on for a certain amount of time before it's done? However, the defense...
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
Uh-oh. Well, we're not done yet though. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Oh, there is one that's coming, man. Come on, Ryunosuke, you got this. Ask Susato for some help. Miss Susato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Oh yes, of course. Really, Susato? You just stopped giving us crucial information? Come on, man. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. Oh. So like we're gonna ask the jurors to like give us a summary of what's happened just to make sure that the jurors are actually paying attention? Is that what that means? Summation, examination. Objection. So we're gonna... Interesting, we're gonna press on what the jurors say possibly? A summation examination? From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that the book is at least 50 years old. Did things change? Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure mentioned. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced. Could there be an exception though? Sir, you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment and I'll read about it. That's a lot of information on that. You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. Yeah, why not, man? Typical Nipponese. Come on, man. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Well, to keep the trial going. Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that... Okay, so it is possible to do that. If successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. So even just one is enough, or reverse all of their decisions? Make them reverse their decisions.
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. But there is purpose in this trial, man, because we know for a fact he's innocent. Hopefully. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. So it has to be majority? No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try it in this day and age. Still, it's worth a try. I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. Interesting. What are you suggesting? That it's still possible to invoke that? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Hey, I'm cool with it. We got the sword ready. We can chop down some fellas. A summation examination, our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? Of course we're gonna assert it, dude. Why would we not? The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord. Objection! Of course he's gonna object. London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried. Objection! But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. Yeah.
The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination.
Thank you, Judge. Good judge. Good judge. I like you, Judge. You look like Santa Claus, but I like you. This is madness.
Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Hey. Well, I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, So they all just want to be done and over with to go home, eh? All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
On what grounds,
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. She's silent as always. That seems to have thrown the jurors off. Yeah, for good freaking reason. You know, all of them are just trying to rush it to go home, and some of them definitely don't like McGilded, so they're biased. It seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's our last hurrah.
So be it, then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime.
Good. Interesting. Judicial findings. That's so cool. I'm digging this, man. This is fun. The jurors' contentions. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. Why are you counting that, man? No one needs that math. He stuck the chap next to him just like his. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. Okay, no one's stating facts. You can't trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised our prices above 4 pence for years. The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor is beggars belief. Okay, no one's actually giving us anything useful. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. Oh, so all of them, interesting. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh. I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. Obviously. That's just common sense. But then, they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Yeah, the more defensive they'll get. Then what on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. Oh, that's interesting. That's fun. I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. Maybe it's the girl who was saying something about the price of the fare, and the guy who's actually in charge of the guild, and he's like, oh, it's not been about 4 pence or whatever. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh, yes, I suppose you're right. That's what we're good at, man. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. Well, you're gonna have to do this, buddy. I have to pull this off, exactly.
Can we start the proceedings, counsel? I would like to ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord. Okay, that's what I'm guessing. Oh, whoa, that's sick. Okay. The defense's rebuttal. Okay, so there was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. I'm guessing we're gonna go with juror number 2. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory. It seems 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. And then juror number 5 over here said, you can trust a guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices about 4 pence for years. So we'll just do this. We'll just push on this and then push on juror number 5 and see what happens. And then we'll pit them against each other, I guess, just to make sure we're gonna press though. But does this ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is? I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts. I see. A single penny can mean the difference between life and death after all, can't it? That's a saying in your country? My point is, a man who minds his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that, sir. Does that bench really need any more polishing? Yeah, she's on it, man. So if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish. Ah, now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think. Yeah, exactly. Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the juror statements again, Mr. Naruhodo. If you notice an inconsistency in what two different jurors are saying, I should expose it by pitting them against each other. Yes, let's see if I can do just that. Okay, I'm curious to hear what juror number 5 still has to say. So, we're just gonna go there. Let's push on this. That's how much it costs to take the omnibus.
That's right. As the guildmaster, I decided to set a policy for all drivers across the city. One fare no matter which bus you take or how far you're going. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coachmen have to make a stand together.
Motor cars, you say?
Yes, and this murder on one of our buses is extremely damaging to our cause. It's beyond the pale. It'll lead to a decline in passengers, you mark my words, and all just that rascal's fault. He has to pay.
Is it the crime or his buses? He's more worried about the buses, obviously.
Anyway, every member of my guild is reliable and trustworthy. So if the driver says he saw him do it, the fellow in the dock is as guilty as sin.
Alright, we're gonna pit 2 against number 5. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so 2 is gonna have to be against number 5. She also says that poor man on the floor. Stabbing that poor man on the floor, that's off. Okay, well, I'll just pit these 2 against each other for now. And then maybe number 3 and 6 can be pitted against each other as well. So we'll see. Okay, let's try this. See how this goes. Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
They do. Explain yourself, Counsel.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silver Blaze's maiden name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, oh no, Naruhodo's theme just came on. That's awesome. There were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is, a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it just leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. So there was an extra passenger. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare.
1 person's fare?
It's our killer. Maybe. Who knows? Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Oh, good gracious.
Yeah, let's go.
This can't be right. The coachman of the guild are good, honest man, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures in your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. Ooh, now they're bickering.
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end,
There you go, we got 1, baby. Maybe 2. If the juror number 2 also joins us and changes her vote. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales.
Now hold on your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and...
Oh, they had an agreement. Or do you mean just that they all thought he was guilty?
Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
Cool. Okay.
This is all very irritating.
This guy just wants to go home.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same.
Thank you. Makes sense. Honestly, at this point, all 6 of them should do it.
For the love of Mike, not you as well.
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all.
I thought you said life and death, lady.
I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds...
Oh, 2 more, so it is majority.
We can force the trial to continue.
So I do think I'm right, and that I think it's juror number 3 and 6 that we're gonna have to change, because theirs also seem to be clashing. 1 and 4 just seemed like nothing statements. 2 more, actually. There is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
Then that's where you must strike next.
So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other, and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Okay, we're just gonna press on them once more, just to see what else they have to say, because it's definitely gonna be those 2.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilty. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Okay.
I'm changing my leaning to innocent. I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself.
Thank you. Okay, he stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. Okay, you, sir, are gonna be on the next guy. Careful, you. You could hurt somebody with that. Yeah. The lady who's typing all the time? Maybe that'll get her attention. You're a fine one to talk. What of the sword hanging from your waist? Yeah, it's a whole katana. No, that's just my battered soul. Well, anyway, I despise anyone with too much money. You look like you got money too, though. They're all the same, all stabbing some brickmaker or other behind the scenes, you'll mark my words. That seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Are you mad, man? We know the small shorty is a rotten Shylock. Well, yes, that does seem to be the case, but...
Mr. Naruhodo, please be careful what you say.
If he's been trying to squeeze money out of us less fortunate, then as far as I'm concerned... Christ almighty, those eyes. He's as guilty as sin. The man can hang. Okay, I'll give you time to get that knife out, man. Never mind, it's stuck for good. Come to think of it, didn't one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhand activities?
If you've thought of something, Mr. Naruhodo, don't let it go. Test your theory.
Hit the 2 jurors whose statements seem to be contradictory against each other. Yep. Yeah, but I do want to hear them out because it's fun seeing what they say. So it's going to be the grandma. Okay, you got nothing for us. What do you have to say, sir?
Beppo, this trial has to continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption. Not guilty, I say.
Okay. Grandma, it's time for you to tell us some more.
The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor, it beggars belief.
She was quick to shift in her beliefs. I really think you should stop waving that needle around. Everyone's got weapons there, man.
You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? Well, that hideous man stabbed the poor fellow just like this.
Yes, that is what he said. You're right.
Oh, the Gilded Park is such a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on my knitting. And I had thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. I suppose I was wrong.
Yeah. Oh, she's getting upset.
Whoever would have thought he was a miserable, murdering moneylender with not a scrap of remorse?
Oh, help. She's as sure can be that he's guilty now. Yeah. She was quick, man. She was quick to turn around.
The old lady certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she?
Alright, we're gonna pit. We're gonna pit juror number 3 against juror number 6. Let's go. I hope they just start fighting with their weapons. He's got the knife, she's got the needles. Those two statements are completely contradictory. My money's on the grandma.
What? Explain, counsel, post haste.
Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
Oh, what is all this, claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it?
Huh? Want to test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony, quite right.
Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, Adam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it.
Oh, Jesus.
It was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now, don't move. Take a look at these two jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
And at totally different times and positions.
What?
Bless my stitches, what a muddle.
What this tells us is that there is a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh.
But why? Why the dickens would they lie?
I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Maybe this was like a two culprit kind of situation. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience? If it's anyone, maybe it's the coachman, or it's one of two possibilities right now, right? Obviously there's a fifth person or whatever, but the coachman, the driver, could be in cahoots with that random person, or it could be one of the two people up top, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies.
Thank you.
The scales.
I don't believe it.
Now they're...
Wait. Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all.
Maybe it's you, man. You're the one who killed him. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Answer me, Dark Jinx.
Ooh, huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What of it if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
Are you kidding me? That's so important. What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, eh?
Were there two stab wounds? I don't know, man.
Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you.
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
We're gonna have a different crime scene now. Ugh, they're ready to kill each other now, eh? But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? How many stab wounds? Can I see the court record? Let's see. A report, because we haven't looked at it. Name thrice fired mason, male, age 54, occupation brickmaker. Time and cause of death, 15th of February. Okay, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in an omnibus. Died to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. So no, it's not possible. Let's look at the gloves. I want to see some more. I'm gonna look at the blood. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London.
Well, nothing will come of grumbling now.
No. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed? That's the first thing I asked.
Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier.
Huh. Pity. If only he had been left-handed.
I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really.
Fair enough. Can we like properly look inside?
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
Ugh, the scene of a murder. It's horrible. Oh, we can. Oh my goodness. Okay, might as well just go ahead and examine. Oh my god, are you joking, bro? That's clearly where the chap was hiding. Come on. It's so obvious, man. This seat has a handle, it seems. Oh my god, of course. It was another short little fella. This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running.
Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoe tools.
So it's
a storage compartment for the coachman to keep for things, it seems.
There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure.
Well, I don't imagine it will be very convenient for that purpose anyway.
Oh my goodness, it's totally this, man. Okay. I'm guessing that's just gonna give us the same dialogue. London, what is this? Let's look at that. Ah, that's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start in 6 months from now. Ah, I remember that, yeah. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Oh, the Crystal Tower, it's under construction already.
I believe it's just the Eiffel Tower, man.
People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
Cool. Let's look at this. I'm curious. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
And there doesn't appear to be a handle or a catch of any description. So I suppose it can be opened from inside the cabin at least. Okay, so maybe it could be opened from the outside. Maybe whoever it was... maybe that person was on the outside at first? Who knows? We'll see. That's blood that's soaked into the seat, the victim's obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder?
Well, it was after dark. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Oh, okay. Maybe they were only expecting... Maybe they were just expecting McGilded, but then the Mason was in here too, and for whatever reason they stabbed the Mason instead. Okay, I think we looked at everything that's in here, so we can go back out. I want to see the front. Oh, there's a ladder. Phoenix Wright Omnibus, are you joking? Of course it's Phoenix Bus Omnibus. Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Baker Street, obviously, Sherlock Holmes. Westchester, I don't know. Strand Street, I don't recognize that reference. London 5th Avenue. 5th Avenue. That sounds so familiar. Jobmasters London head office. That's gotta be Sherlock Holmes. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. Yeah, okay. What does that seat say? Job Masters, okay, London, 5th Avenue. I'm guessing there's nothing else really, it's just a skylight, but we can look at the seats themselves.
So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here.
So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? Some of them sit on the inside, and they have to pay money to do so?
I can't imagine how cold it must feel.
Well, that's why Beepo or Beppo was just freezing. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment?
Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late.
Yeah, just don't do it at night, man. Okay, we can go back now. What is the knife? I want to see the knife. Let's see the knife.
That part is the sheath, isn't it?
Yep.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I just don't really like blades.
Oh, those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul. Aww. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Cool. Oh, it's still got blood on it, man. I guess. Why would you wipe it? But Jesus. Ah, that looks like a lot like blood.
It surely is blood, the victims.
Ugh. An Englishman's blood looks like a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Well, obviously.
Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain, so he wants to say everything's an Englishman's. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
Yes, I do understand.
I don't think there's anything else about it, huh? There's an engraved M. Does that look like the same M as McGilded's? I'm curious. Okay, well, we'll go back for now. And then we had the ledger. I want to see what's inside. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets in London's gentry.
Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside?
Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Yep. Oh, he's a great gentleman, all right. Actually, I wonder.
I assure you, we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside.
Well, you don't know. You don't know how his books are doing. Well, let's see what we find. Possibly one of the jurors' names in it? That would be cool. That would be super coincidental, though.
Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Oh, goodness.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. Oh. Wait, Fairplay. Fairplay was the second guy, right? Bruce Fairplay? Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually.
Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment.
Oh yes, of course, the banker, yeah. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching.
It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information.
There you go. Nice. Cool. I guess that's the only name that matters. Cool. Let's get it back. Go back. I think we looked at everything. We can look at the people too. My goodness gracious. Okay. So Susato 16, male strong card 52. My god, you look great for 52, man. McGilded is 48. He doesn't look 48 either. Berg van Zieks, a prosecutor known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Supposedly the souls of those he prosecutes are eternally damned one way or another. The victim, a skilled but poor brickmaker who apparently owed the defendant a considerable sum of money. Beepo! The driver of the omnibus on which the murder took place. He's an eyewitness to the incident. 62. Bruce Fairplay, 34, a gentleman who works as a city banker. He witnessed the incident from his seat on the roof deck of the omnibus. And Lady First, an apprentice milliner who witnessed the incident from his seat on the roof deck of the omnibus. 21. Bruce Fairplay. Sounds like there was no fair play in this, man. There was foul play. Your name should be Bruce Foul Play because you murdered someone. Okay, it's out of the question though. Coming back to if it was possible, because there was only one stab wound. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
Oh, what is it, you Dark Jinx? Come on, out with it.
My god, he loves Arcane and League of Legends. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. Huh. Oh, okay.
Or what are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction.
Well, you don't know what the right direction is, man.
So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
Sure can do. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by... Boom. Oops. Oopsie. There you go. Present. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once.
Oh, only once?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times.
Ah, God.
You got it. Nice job, man. All right, I concede defeat. Thank you. At least he's a chill dude who'll admit when he's wrong. That's it. We needed the 4. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. In all honesty, the other 2 should have also just moved it at this point, but whatever. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. Not yet. Don't celebrate yet. But I think that's where we're gonna have to end it for now. Interesting. That's so cool that we get to basically cross-examine the jurors and pit them against each other. That's such a fun mechanic, man. I mean, yeah, it was a little obvious which ones to pit against each other, but it was still fun, and we get to hear some more of their thoughts and opinions, and we get more of their personalities, which is always great. And we finally got to examine our evidence. I didn't know we could just do it right away, but hey, we learned that there is a hidden compartment in the carriage where the killer likely was hiding, and that there was a 5th person that no one's mentioning, but we don't know where they went. They probably were hiding in there, right? But we don't know why the other people are covering for that person, or maybe they didn't see him, but somebody must have, either the driver or the 2 people up top. It's entirely possible Bruce Fairplay was cooperating with the killer. He told a version of the story, and he got the lady first guy to corroborate his story. He's a young, easily persuaded sort of type of person, so it's entirely possible that's why he was there. The driver probably just ended up reacting after Bruce Fairplay made a big deal out of it. Clearly, Bruce Fairplay, he's involved in some foul play, man. We're gonna have to change his name. I'm really loving all the extra bits and pieces we get to see. We got to see Ryunosuke just walking around pacing and pitting people against each other. That's so cool, man. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.